We're officially 10 days away from the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series season. Today, I'm going to be giving you my 16 drivers who I think will make this year's chase. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Make room, Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt. There's another seven-time champ. Jimmy Johnson wins his seventh NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship.
Welcome everyone to Motors with Morgan, an all-new show that focuses on everything racing related. We're going to be talking about the biggest news from around the world with four wheels. And I couldn't think of a better way to get started than by giving you my 16 drivers who I think will make the 2026 NASCAR Chase. Let's get started with the obvious ones. There are 7 drivers who I think are locks for this year's chase. Those are Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, and Christopher Bell. Their resumes speak for themselves, and I think it'd be a catastrophic season if they missed this year's chase. This next group, I think will make it, but I think we'll have questions on whether or not they will be in the chase at some point in the season. Let's start off with the 2024 champ, Joey Logano. Even though it's an even year, my concern is we haven't really seen the Logano of old. Even the 2024 season where he won the title and won 4 races, it didn't really seem like a true Joey Logano-like season. Next up, I got the 23-11 duo of Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace. I'm not completely sold that 2025 was a fluke. They only won 1 race last year, and that was Bubba Wallace in Indianapolis. My biggest concern is that 2024 was the peak of what 23-11 racing would be able to do, and now 2025 would kind of be more the norm. And if last year was the norm, if they have a down year, both of them could miss the chase. But this year, I think they'll make it in, but I think there will be questions at some point in the summer. Next up, I got the Watermelon Man, Ross Chastain. Outside of winning the Coca-Cola 600 last year, Ross Chastain was pretty quiet. And my biggest concern is that if he's quiet again this year, we saw what happened in 2024 when he was quiet. They ultimately missed the playoffs. So I think for Ross Chastain, he's got to make noise if he's going to make this year's chase. I got Chris Buescher making the playoffs for the first time in what feels like forever. He missed 2024 and 2025, all because he didn't do one thing: win a race. But this year, I'm really bullish on RFK, and not only do I think Chris Buescher wins a race this year, I got him in the chase. Last driver in this kind of questionable category is Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman found himself on the cut line last year going into Daytona and barely made it. That kind of performance made a lot of people question whether or not Alex Bowman was the right driver for the 48. I think this year will be better for Alex Bowman, and he will prove that he belongs in the 48, but I think at some point we will have questions about whether or not Alex Bowman will be at Hendrick Motorsports long term, like it seems we've had every single year since about 2019. These final 3 drivers, I think, are complete wild cards. They could make the chase, and it is realistic, and I have some things that could back it up, but they could also just flat out miss it, and we could have some other surprise drivers. First up, though, I got the 2-time champion, Kyle Busch. I think Kyle Busch wins a race and makes the chase. He's got a new crew chief, and at the end of last year, they showed a lot of hope that things are turning around for that team. Plus, we know RCR can build a rocket ship at Richmond. Maybe if they give it to Kyle Busch, he might win and get back to the Kyle Busch of old, especially because he's motivated being in a contract year. Next up, I got Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski had an amazing second half last year, and he probably would have made the playoffs had he not had just a dismal first half of the season. I think it's more likely Brad Keselowski carries that momentum than he does start off sluggish once again. The final driver I have in my 16 driver chase is Ryan Preece. He finally proved that if you put him in good equipment, he is the real deal. And given the fact that we don't know what his future holds currently, given the fact RFK doesn't have a third charter going into 2027, I think Ryan Preece is motivated to have a breakout season. Now, I'm going to have a little fun here at the end here. I'm going to give you the 4 drivers who I think will be vying for that 16th spot with Ryan Preece throughout the year. At the end of the year, I think 17th in points will be Carson Hocevar, 18th in points is going to be Eric Jones, 19th in points is going to be Shane Van Gisbergen, and rounding out your top 20 in points, I got Austin Cindric. Main reason I have SVG missing is I don't see him winning 5 road course races again this year, and he barely made the playoffs last year by like 2 points. Austin Cindric just hasn't proven to me that he can put a full season together, so I have him missing. I'm really high that Eric Jones can take the next step up. Same with Carson Hocevar. Another driver I have missing that's pretty big is Ty Gibbs. I just didn't see anything in 2025 that gives me any hope for 2026. I'm not putting a ton of stock into winning an in-season challenge, but now I want to hear from you. Let me know who you think makes the 2026 chase, and who do you have missing and why? Let me know down in the comment section below. While you're at it, make sure you like this video and subscribe for more racing content. Until next time, I'm Morgan Weeb. Have a good day, everyone.